good evening and a warm welcome to State of Business on Arch Television. I'm Hishain Ali and let's have a look at the headlines first. Government waives off landing and parking fees for international flight operators. Rapid antigen tests to be carried out for those who leave the Western Province at 11 locations from tomorrow. News in detail. Government announced that the recommencing of the services at the airports for the passenger flights this Saturday will be a pilot project and it will be conducted considering the requirements and issues at the airports. Both the cabinet spokesperson made these observations during the online press briefing over the decisions taken at the meeting of the Cabinet of Ministers yesterday. Cabinet spokesperson revealed that measures have been taken to open the airports in the island from this Saturday, December 26, 2020 to the 19th of January next year as per the health recommendations. They assured that international airlines will operate according to specific schedules prepared by the Ministry of Tourism and the Civil Aviation Authority of Sri Lanka. The government has also decided to waive the landing and parking fees from the flight during that period as the international aviation sector is currently facing a crisis.
We are going to invite most of the airlines because airlines are also going through a bit of a bad patch, as you know. That's why we are given this concession for a period of 1 month. So we have not got exact details how many airlines are willing to come to Sri Lanka at this particular moment because they have their own issues as well. But we'll try and see how many airlines we can handle and also how many passengers we can handle. This is a trial actually, so we'll have to see. You'll have to give us a few days to see how best we could operate. No, I can categorically state the fact that most of the airlines that were flying to Sri Lanka, they are willing to start their operations, but number of passengers, those who are willing to come, we don't have exact figures. So by the 4th week of December, we should be able to give us a better figure.
That's right. But my question is, what is the number you think that Sri Lanka can practically handle, given the PCR tests and given the need to keep them in a particular bubble, and with all the conditions that you have imposed, what would be Sri Lanka's capacity?
You see, all that will be made an assessment. While we making assessments, we also are looking for some pilot. It's a pilot project, in other words, right? I mean, we are looking for numbers that can be accommodated, that can be treated, and that can be looked into with the COVID situation. We will not exceed the numbers, but as far as numbers are concerned, we need to take the data and then work thereon.
Police spokesman Deputy Inspector General Ajit Rohana stresses that random rapid antigen tests on those who leave the Western Province will continue at 11 locations from tomorrow. The country's total COVID-19 patient count surpassed 37,600 with another 370 persons testing positive for COVID-19 yesterday. Thus, most of the number of cases were detected from the Colombo district. Meanwhile, another 618 patients who have contracted the virus have been discharged from the hospitals after a full recovery, increasing the country's COVID-19 recovery number to 29,300. Moreover, Sri Lanka police added that random rapid antigen tests on those who leave Western Province will continue at 11 locations from tomorrow. Police spokesperson DIG Ajit Rohana said random rapid antigen tests will be carried out at expressways too. Furthermore, President's Media Division said that Sri Lanka has decided to ban all flights from the United Kingdom from 2 a.m. tomorrow. The government today clarified that the Public Utilities Commission of Sri Lanka will not be abolished, but an alternative organisation similar to that will be established. Cabinet spokesman Minister Keheli Rambukwala said the government intends to restructure and appoint new members to the institution.
The government is not planning to abolish the PUCSL, but hoping to appoint new members to the board.
Absolutely. You're spot on. Yes, we will be. Already, I think there are a few names that have come up. So we will have an alternate organization similar to that.
Will there be a reduction in the powers that is vested in the PUCSL, or will it continue to hold the same?
That yet to be considered, and it will be handled by the Finance Ministry in combination with the President's Office. And whatever the decision that we take in terms of vesting powers to organizations depends on the fast-tracking of activities that we embarked on. That's what I said. The system that was evolved, that was in place, will be replaced with a new one.
Stay tuned for more news right after this commercial break. Welcome back after the break. Chairman of the Sri Lanka Ports Authority, General Daya Ratnayaka, says that Sri Lanka Ports Authority provides all its entrusted services as usual and all three terminals are functioning despite the COVID-19 pandemic, which has affected all the ports in the world. Senior berthing manager Rohan Ranasinghe, who joined with him at a press briefing this morning in Colombo, said that their effort to assure a reliable service all their clients.
We didn't let go any of the vessels which are coming to Colombo. We held back everything, and we wanted to make sure that our customers do not have that, they have the confidence of the port of Colombo and the terminals. So we had a setback, and then from March and up to November, December, we ran through a terrible time with this COVID season, and we managed to get over it on the first occasion, and thereby when the second wave came in somewhere in mid of October, November, we still controlled it, talking with the three terminals, with the port health, and we controlled. And from the terminal side, we took also precautions. We made sure that our employers are being safe. We had a tough time in that season to go over it. Anyhow, we managed it with the support of SLPA and also from SAGT. Customers had faith with us of Port of Colombo and with the terminals. So that was our main goal, and to retain that business in Port of Colombo.
Central Bank states that the headline inflation has decreased to 5.2% in November 2020 from 5.5% in October 2020. Thereby, food inflation decreased to 9.4% in November 2020 from 10.6% in October 2020. But now food inflation increased to 1.7% in November 2020 from 1.5% in October 2020. The change in the NCPI measured on an annual average basis increased marginally to 6.3% in November 2020 from 6.2% in October 2020. Monthly change of NCPI recorded at 0.47% in November 2020 is mainly due to increases observed in prices of items in both food and non-food categories. Moreover, monthly changes of food and non-food categories recorded at 0.34% and 0.13% respectively in November 2020. Accordingly, within the food category, increases were observed mainly in the prices of rice, big onion, coconut and potato during November 2020. Moreover, within the non-food category, price of transport subcategory recorded an increase during the month. Further, both year-on-year core inflation and annual average core inflation remained unchanged at 4.5% and 4.2% respectively in November 2020. One of the Sri Lanka's major state banks, the Bank of Ceylon, yesterday announced that it is ending 2020 on a healthy note despite the COVID-19 impact. Issuing a statement, the bank said that they recorded the highest asset base of 2.9 trillion rupees and deposit base of 2.3 trillion rupees. The Bank of Ceylon said it had managed to weather the economic downturn caused by pandemic and recorded the highest asset base of 2.9 trillion rupees and highest deposit base of 2.3 trillion rupees during the year, which is to end by 9 more days. BOC also said it had maintained its market leadership in trade, finance and treasury operations, including its more than 40% market share of inward remittances amounting to $2.5 billion and most of the spheres in the banking and finance arena. The statement added that the recent downgrade of the sovereign and banking institutions in Sri Lanka had a minimal impact on the soundness of the bank, and its international operations continued uninterrupted. They also said that being a bank that maintains its international presence for over 8 decades, its foreign correspondent relationships have never been questioned and have been growing from strength to strength. They also added that customers have kept their confidence on them due its corporate strength and the stability of the bank. Stay tuned for stock updates. Welcome back after the break. The trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on a positive note today. The all-share price index gained 12.21 points to close at 6,634.92, and the S&P SL20 gained 4.42 points to close at 2,584.63. Turnover was 5.8 billion rupees and over 939 million shares were traded. Up next are forex rates. And with that, we'll be winding up for today. See you tomorrow with State of Business at 7:45 p.m. Until then, take care and good night.